Evening, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earthwatch on Monday, January 22, 2023 on our planet. Hope you're well. Listen, I ran out of shirts, okay? This is just a plain shirt guy day today. I'll get some more ordered, right, from Indonesia, but okay. Don't go away just because I don't have one of my shirts on. Let's talk a bit about our sun, right? Let's try and get caught up. So we've had a break, not for long. So much is starting to happen on our sun. Is trying to keep track. So after I show you what's happening on our sun, we'll have a quick little bit of a talk. So 2 days ago, you may have remembered I made a statement. I'm keeping my eye on this strand, this filament, and that's the reason why. Watch down here. That's why. So let's see if I can phrase this and back it up a bit. This is from that strand, that filament that I was been watching, that ejected a very powerful, widespread coronal mass ejection, for the most part heading to the south. Let's watch it once more. So I'm going to try and keep this video down to 15 minutes or less. When I do an educational video, they'll go on for about maybe 30 minutes. So let's approach this one with some calmness, a little bit of education and clarification, but perhaps with a little bit of a tone of seriousness, and something everybody else keeps on forgetting about. So the main thing is the highly charged energetic particles, when impacting into our protective magnetosphere, and sometimes penetrating through our protective shields down to Earth's surface, the absorption through our crusts, and through our brains and heart and other critical and non-critical functions of our body which are affected. Before I go any further, people ask me the question, I know there's new people, go to my Facebook page, January 4th. I did a video titled Space Weather / the Biological Effects, and that was a pretty extensive talk I did on the effects of space weather on us. So yes, the biological effects and how the charged particles affect us. Now, we receive these hits or compression, absorption by basically 4 methods of delivery from our sun. So we're just going to stick with our sun, Sol. We'll talk about Sal a little bit later. First, from solar flares. If I had OCD, a top of wall line to my ceiling would bother me, but I don't have OCD. From solar flares. So first we get the hard X-ray hit, traveling at the speed of light, reaches us in 8 minutes. If strong enough, yes, our brains do feel it. I'm not going to explain in detail. You can look at the other video. Second, if the flare is large enough, we have a shock wave traveling a little bit slower than the speed of light, and this is the proton event triggering the radiation storm. Now, one was triggered, and we are descending. It didn't quite meet the threshold. However, if you remember the X5 flare at the beginning of the year, or the first, whenever it was, December 31st, we had a very long duration radiation storm, well over 24 hours. So that was a lot of absorption of those protons. Next, we can get those highly charged particles for the delivery of coronal mass ejections, CMEs, which can be sent to us care of 1, flares, 2, filament eruptions, such as that video I just showed you. So a coronal mass ejection contains billions of tons of the highly charged particles in magnetic field. Billions of tons plasma. And fourth, what everybody seems to be missing today is coronal hole openings. So there's some coronal hole opening that's rotating into Earth view shortly. I don't know why no one else has caught that or talking about it. So a coronal hole opening releases the faster solar winds, which also carry the charged particles, a substantial increase in speed. So this could complicate things, and this alters the predictive timing. So when we have an inbound CME and then behind it we have a coronal hole openings up the faster solar wind speeds, it's going to come right behind that CME. Get going faster. Increased solar winds in of themselves cause or trigger geomagnetic storms as well as the auroras. So basically, 4 methods of delivery from Sol. We also have GCRs, galactic cosmic rays, which are basically the remnants of supernovas. So very briefly, 5 minutes. So our sun's heliosphere, its protective magnetic field, envelops and protects the entire solar system. It protects us from galactic cosmic rays. However, during solar minimum, the heliosphere shrinks, leaving us more exposed to the galactic cosmic rays. And finally, something that professionals maybe don't want to talk about, or maybe they are constricted, or maybe they're not allowed to talk about, SAL. Now, people, there's a lot of confusion and misconception out there on the internet and YouTube land, and Facebook groups, who lack the understanding of a solar cycle, approaching solar maximum. And a lot of people are stating that there will be a large solar storm in 2024 that will take down the internet. You cannot predict a time period of a large solar storm that's going to take down the internet. You can't do that. The probability increases during solar maximum. It was predicted that we're going to reach solar maximum in 2024. However, a lot of people are now thinking, you know what, we're going to reach it a lot sooner, in the beginning of 2024. And a lot of people get the confusion on that, including a video just put out by Space Centricity. I have no problem calling out bullshit on some of these people. And he titled his video, "The Biggest Solar Storm in 100 Years Will Hit Earth in Early 2024. That shows a lack of understanding and stupidity. Let me explain. As with all things in life, we operate off of cycles, including our sun. Our sun has what's called a standard 11-year solar cycle, where it starts off in the beginning with minimum sunspot activity, minimum solar output, and it will gradually increase. There's more sunspot activity. It's getting warmer until it reaches solar maximum in approximately 4 to 4.5 years. And then it'll descend again, back down to solar minimum in a standard 11-year solar cycle. A lot of people are getting this confused. We're reaching solar maximum a little bit ahead of time, probably the first half of this year. Solar maximum. It doesn't mean there will be a grid takedown, an internet takedown. Carrington type event then. The possibilities are increased during that 2-year period, approximate 2-year period that we remain at solar maximum. The biggest solar storm in 100 years will hit the Earth in early 2024. Bullshit. Now, I understand there's a lot of people who are just starting to learn about space weather and solar cycles and all that. They are also getting programmed. They're getting confused with predictive programming, such as from the World Economic Forum, who initially said, oh, wow, there's a high chance that the internet's going to be going down by 2024. They're now changing that to 2024, now changing it to 2024. Predictive programming. It's like that movie, Leave the World Behind. So again, we are expected to reach solar maximum. Happens every 11 years. Another thing people are not telling you, that is the average. There have been 3 solar cycles that have been 9 years. It's possible that as we reach solar maximum, shortly after we suddenly drop off. So when the sun's magnetic field flips, reverses, that's when we get to solar maximum. So the other thing that no one else is telling you, because of the cyclical 12,000-year geomagnetic excursion on our planet, leaving their more or less stable position, our protective magnetic field is destabilizing and weakening by approximately 25%. Therefore, it would not take a Carrington level X45 direct hit to take us out grid-wise, internet-wise. Other false news out there, oh, well, it'll take out all our satellites, therefore the internet goes down. No. Most of our internet signals is transmitted by cables under the ocean. However, the repeater stations in those cables could be affected. That's what could be taken out. You have a cable around so far and that signal gets weak, it has to be boosted, repeater station, then it carries on. So to summarize, so today I believe we have approximately 18 flares. And we're getting up into the M class now, as well as at least one filament eruption, that one I just showed you. Now, if that was direct Earth facing, we'll find out. We'll find out. So we have a couple inbound CMEs. One's hitting us right now. We have the filament eruption. We'll find out later what's if it's going to hit us or not. And that coronal hole opening, which is, we'll see if that increases in size as it becomes Earth facing. I think that's it for now. Expect more. Region, I don't remember. It's right next to 35555. 35555 is now opening up, and I believe that's producing M-class flares. The 13 minutes. Okay, so I think it's very important that we start to learn more about Sol, our sun. Educate ourselves understand a little bit more about our sun. Dr. Tamitha Skov puts out some very, very good educational videos. I really can't recommend anybody else, but start learning on your own. Spaceweatherlive.com is pretty good. On the top left, go under solar activity and just look through all the drop down menus. Right? Look at the different satellite views. Start educating yourself. 14 minutes. I'll be back.